Hello, Facebook fans and YouTube fans of DX Engineering. It's Friday afternoon here in the Eastern time zone of the USA. It's time for the weekend special. I'm Tim, K3LR, and along with me today is Anthony, K8ZT. Anthony is one of our bloggers on our onallbands.com blog. And Anthony also has an interesting amateur radio history. Anthony, welcome to the show.
Welcome, Tim. I'm very glad to be here this afternoon.
So, Anthony, why don't you tell some of our viewers some of the things that you have been blogging about on all bands?
Well, one of the things I did fairly recently was an article about getting back into amateur radio if you've been out for a while, some of the changes that have occurred, things like FT8 and FT4, talked a little bit about the changes with 2 meters and repeaters. So anyone that's just getting back into the hobby, some of the things that may have changed a little bit. A little bit on satellites. And one of the things, too, is articles on things that technicians can do was beyond the local 2-meter type of operation. Using 6 meters, using 10 meters, using satellites to make long distance contests. And by the way, for anyone out there that has a technician license, this weekend is the 10-meter ARRL contest, and 10 meters was open earlier today, so a chance to make some contacts.
It should be a very exciting weekend. Starts at 0 Zulu, that's 7 o'clock here in the Eastern time zone, and goes 48 hours till Sunday evening or Sunday afternoon, depending upon where you are. But Anthony, you also speak at other clubs. You've also written articles for other magazines. What kinds of things do you like to write about?
Well, I always like to write about something that I'm learning something new about. So one of the things I always do is try and write about something where I'll learn something at the same time. So this last weekend, I did a 3-hour session on N1MM contest logging software. And we did sort of a hands-on type of thing where people could ask questions and actually work on the radio, work on their software where we were talking. So that was fun. And I've looked back, and I think I've done about 50 presentations, almost all online this year, with about 10 different subject areas. So everything from QRP to field day and social distancing, online logging, online QSLing, the presentation on getting DXCC and worked all states. So I've got a lot of presentations. I'm working on one right now for next week for our local club's Christmas party on the 100th anniversary of commercial broadcasting. We're going to take a look back before that into radio history that led up to broadcasting, and then go beyond that into the 20s, 30s, and 40s. So that's one of the things I'm doing. And by the way, please feel free to contact me via email. I'm happy to do a presentation for your local club.
And what's the best email address for you, Anthony?
K8ZT at ARRL.net is probably the best one.
All right, good. That's great. And I know you have a lot of DX Engineering products, and we're talking about some of the gift ideas for Christmas. And here's one of my favorites. This is what we call Kit 4. This is a cable prep kit, and so, you know what, when you're using some of the stripping tools, it's very hard to hold the coax. And so we came up with a nice little holder that goes right around the coax, and then you grip it, and the coax stays put when you're using the stripping tools. And so here are some of the stripping tools from DX Engineering for stripping coax. This is really great because we include some really nice channel lock cutters so that you can cut a flush cut, and also little snippers to take care of the braid. You know, it's all in this kit, and it comes in a beautiful case. You know, if you look at this case, it is just beautiful with all the pieces. They fit in there, and makes it really nice for stripping coax cable. So take a look at the DX Engineering cable prep tools and also strippers. They're really handy stuff. And of course, here's my favorite gift. the DX Engineering gift card. It only takes about an hour or so once you place the order through the website, and we'll make them in any amount you want, up to $500. And that's if somebody's looking to get you a gift card is the way to go. That way you can get exactly what you want.
I just used the gift card last Friday and picked up 2 items that were very useful. I needed a new mag mount, and I picked up a very good book on stealth antennas. So that was a good Friday for me, and just drove in, parked in the spot. They came out. I popped the back of the trunk, and it was instantly in the car and ready to go home. But
Yeah,
not everyone has the advantage of living close by, but fortunately you guys ship anywhere.
right. And it's very nice to, you don't even have to get out of the car, and the guys run it right out to you. So works good. I see Dino K8ZT, another one of our On All Bands bloggers, is in the chat room, and also Victor Kilo 2 India Zulu. He's up early. The sun just came up in Australia, so nice to have you in here, Richard. And 2 Echo 0 Radio Echo from England. And another one of our bloggers, NC7B, it's Greg, wrote a really good article on vertical antennas. And Papa Uniform 1 Mike Papa Juliet from Brazil. And November X-Ray 8 Tango, Jim is on. He'll see us on 10 meters. I think, do you know Jim? He lives up near you, Anthony.
Yes, I do know Jim.
Okay. And Dino says he's setting up his Geochron with a 43-inch 4K TV after the stream. And thanks again, DX Engineering, for the sale. You're going to love that. You're going to want more of them. It's just the Geochron is a really good product. And KL4 Sugar X-Ray from Alaska, and K4 or Kilo 3 Kilo Tango Bravo. He says channel lock tools are made here in my hometown of Meadville, Pennsylvania. And I've been there many times, and it's really great. And Amy, N8AMY, said, loved your article on all bands, was October 2019. FT8, what is it, and how can I get started? So you've got a fan.
And it worked because Amy and I had a contact last week, and the QSL card just arrived in the mail this afternoon, Amy, so that'll be going back out again. So I always love when I do a session and then someone follows up with a contact on there. That's my ultimate thing when I make, especially when I talk about contesting or something, and then I get a contact from that person in the contest. That's fabulous, Amy.
And from Denmark, it's Oscar Zulu 1 India November Golf, and the Canary Islands, Echo Alpha 8 Zulu Tango. Well, look at that, another 8 Zulu Tango.
Yes, I've worked about a half a dozen Zulu Tangos, and I've worked him on a number of bands.
Nice to have Ghoul in here. And Wayne, K8 Fox, and Wayne is Amy's father. So
now I know the family connection. I didn't realize that. And Wayne's right up the road from me here, and I don't even need an antenna to contact him or Aurora.
And we've got Oscar Kilo 6 Delta Juliet. David is on. And Jamie Lee says, I have so much to learn. I'm not in any club yet. Once we get settled in the new place, I will surely get a hold of DX. So much to buy. I'm starting from scratch all over again. But we'll help you when you're ready, Jamie. And November Mike 5 Mike, another great CW operator, Eric, is on. And so we've got a good group in here today. Anthony, I know you like to run QRP, so is that what you will do in the 10-meter contest today?
Yes, I am approaching the 100,000 QSO mark with QRP contacts. And just a little bit of history for those of you out there. When I started as a novice, no one told me you weren't supposed to start with a QRP radio. So when I started with my Ten-Tech Argonaut 515 that put out about 2 watts, I didn't realize any different. So I've just continued along those lines, and I operate almost all QRP here with the exception of a few special event stations and other things like that. I just finished up my Worked All States 11 bands with multi-mode, and then I'm just finishing up. I need 4 more contacts to finish up 11 bands with FT8 with my 5 watts.
Oh, that's very cool. Well, congratulations on that. And we've got Kilo Mike 6 Sierra Oscar X-Ray in here, and also our good friend Ray Novak, N9JA from ICOM America. So, Any ICOM radios in the K8ZT shack?
There is one ICOM radio and one that I gave as a gift. So my nephew, W8AKR, got a 7300 from me that I picked up at your store a few years ago. And it's wonderful to have a ham relative in the family to give gifts to and share things with. He partially funded that, but I partially funded it for him. So the 7300 is working great there, and he's really enjoying it.
Well, that's super. It's certainly they fly off the shelf. I mean, all the radios do. Yaesu and Kenwood, but that 7300 was a game changer. You know, SDR, $1,000. Jeez, you know, it's really good. And here's Bob Mcguire, N4HY. We call him Henny Youngman. That's his nickname. That Bob has operated here at K3LR many years ago. Good 10 plus years ago. Bob was here. But great to have you on, Bob. And thanks for all the articles you write about antennas and all the great work you do with AMSAT and the other organizations as well. So Anthony, how are the Zoom presentations going for you? Are you for the club presentations? Are they going all right?
Yeah, they have been going very well, and I always love doing presentations. And the limitation in the past has been getting to the locations to do it. You know, I've had opportunities where I've been on vacation. I've contacted clubs ahead of time saying, I'm going to be in your area. Do you happen to have a meeting? And that's worked out a couple times. But this Zoom thing has been great. I've done two meetings in England. I've done, I think I'm approaching probably 20 different states. Last week I did Massachusetts, and the week before New Hampshire, Arizona. I'm scheduled for California next week or the week after. And I did Tennessee this last week. So it's been working out great. And it's funny, almost every ham club has the same group of people in it. They just have different names. I attended a ham meeting in Scotland in 1990, and it was so funny because I could see all the same people from my local club there. They just had different names, but the same personalities were all there. So it's fun to meet up with these different clubs and do presentations for them that they don't necessarily that I necessarily couldn't do in person for them by any means. Right.
Well, it's working out good here as well. I'm getting to go to a lot of clubs that I would have never been to. And from Italy, it's India Uniform 3 Bravo Tango Yankee. And Mark, N4BCD, says he's praying for sunspots this weekend in the ARRL 10 meter contest. Of course, Mark is the chairman of the Huntsville Ham Fest. So good to have Mark on today. And Johan says, good luck this weekend on 10 meters. All the best from Sweden. Sugar Echo 3 X-ray. And let's see. I think, you know, the flux this morning, I don't know if it's changed. I guess I could look here. It's 83 and the K is 2.
Yes.
So it's better than where it was few months ago when it was, you know, under 70, but it's not like it was a few weeks ago when it was above 100. And you know, during the CQ Worldwide CW contest, of course, the band did open up. 10 meters did open up to Europe a little bit. wasn't barn burner, but it was certainly better than it's been for a few years. Anthony, can you tell our viewers what the best QRP contact you've ever had?
It's hard to say. I mean, as far as the sheer distance goes, you know, working into the Southeast Asia and the Indian Ocean's always a trip because it's all, you know, halfway around the world, and that's the hardest place to work. But I would say Mongolia. You know, it was funny. I wrote this article recently for on our blogs, and take a look at that, everyone, because most of the blog authors are doing an article on their favorite QSOs. So I went back, and it was really hard for me to figure out which were my favorite. And Mongolia was always one of my dream places as a kid, you know, to be able to visit geographically and to be able to make a contact over the pole on CW with the warble and everything. That was fun. So that was a lot of fun to do that. probably on FT8, my weirdest one was working E51 in Cook Islands. And I thought when I glanced at the screen, I thought it said ES1. So I thought I was working Estonia on 160, but it turned out it was E51 WL that I worked on 5 watts on 160. I love working 160. It's just fun to work with the QRP, which sounds impossible. But when I get on during the contest weekend, people have such wonderful receive antennas, and some of the contesters are just great at digging out signals. So I like the Stu Perry contest at the end of December because then they get credit for working me as a QRP station. I feel good about that because otherwise they're straining to work me for the regular number of points. But in that contest, they get a bonus by working me. So I feel real good about that. Just one thing I want to mention about the propagation with us being in a transitional phase like this for a contest like the 10-meter contest, make sure you check multiple times because conditions can change very drastically. I know like the 160 contest, the AWRL contest last weekend, Friday night was such a better night than Saturday night was as far as the band goes. So make sure you check multiple times during the weekend so you get a chance to work.
Yeah, that is very true because the whole thing can change in a heartbeat. And there's some meteors that are going to be really coming down on Sunday as well. So you never know. You can maybe catch a meteor and do some QSOs that way. Want to say hello to Papa Yankee 2 Bravo November, and also Jim WA3 Juliet Alpha Tango. And it says, will you be active on 10 meters tomorrow at K3LR? And I'll be on a little bit. Also going to have a guest here on Sunday. K3UA will be on. So look for, you never know. But I do know this. Get on the air and work everybody you hear. And that's the key to having a fun contest. Randy says, getting ready for multi straight key. That's this weekend, and using N1MM. He's VPNing, and so it's November 8, Kilo Quebec, CW forever. And John says, Anthony, great work on QRP. You never know. Maybe someday you'll log a P5. And that's Dr. John, KB3H.
I need 20. I need 20 more I have 20 countries right now that are active that I've not worked, and I've only ever heard 2 of them of the 20. So I don't worry that I didn't have a loud enough signal. The 2 that I didn't work, I guess that was the problem. But persistence and patience are my 2 virtues, I guess. So that's why I can do that without much problem. And I as you mentioned, get on the air and work. That's my favorite thing. A lot of hams have a lot of different aspects of the hobby they really like. Some people are builders, some people are experimenters. I'm an operator. I love to operate any band, any mode, anytime. So that's my favorite thing to do. And by the way, for those of you that are using N1MM, I put together that slide presentation for my 3-hour marathon last Sunday. That's available at tiny.cc/N1MM-Elmer. Or you can just search for it on YouTube and with my call sign and find it. You can watch the video or just go through the slideshow.
That's great. That's super information. We have Kevin, N9 India Whiskey is on with us. And then Joe, K0NEB, says we'll have a few of us on here from Nebraska. And Nebraska is not an easy state to work.
That was 49th for me when I first worked all states back as a novice, and I always sweat Nebraska when I'm looking for the multi. So yes, Joe, be there.
And from Germany, Delta Lima 6 Radio Delta Echo and Delta Kilo 5 Yankee Lima. So Anthony, any last thoughts for the viewers before we wrap up the show?
Well, one of the big things I'm involved in is youth in amateur radio, and I'm the Ohio section youth coordinator. And I have a lot of resources on my website, K8ZT.com. So I'll put a plug in for that. And I'm working on a lot of things with youth involved. So if you're interested in youth, I have a page for teachers and a page for students just devoted for that subject. So amateur radio and youth. And I have a whole presentation available on that too. So if your club's interested in getting more involved in youth and amateur radio, just contact me. I'd be happy to put together something for you.
Sounds great. Well, Anthony, thanks so much for coming on with us today. And thanks for all of the great blog writing that you do for onallbands.com. That's the DX Engineering blog. Lots of great articles up there, lots of how-tos, and really, and it is always fresh. We're always adding material to it. So make sure you check out onallbands.com. But that's another show for a Friday, the weekend special. We'll be back on Tuesday for Tuesdays with Tim and Jeff. So 73 from DX Engineering.
73.